Why did you have to be right on this one? Of all things. Hi. Um, yeah, I've got the same responses all of you did from this WrestleMania. With the exception of one thing. I'm not going to rip anything in half. I'm not going to cry. Well, not now anyways, maybe later. No, I'm kidding. I'm in shock, okay? I'm not pissed off. Remember, this is wrestling, and I'm a huge fan, but I'm not gonna be like, that fat boy that runs around ripping up DVDs and smashing through walls. No, I'm not gonna do that. No. But I am a true fan. I do get emotional. I was shocked. I sat with my jaw on the floor for about 10 minutes. Alright, so this is my review of WrestleMania 30. And why did you have to be right on this one thing? Jeez Louise. I don't care if you're right on anything else. Anyways. Alright, we'll start out. We'll go from start to finish. Wow. Alright, pre-show. 4-way tag. And I was right on a little over half of my predictions, which made me feel okay. My buddy Steve was over, and I actually had one more right than he did, and he usually beats me on these things, so gotcha. 4-way tag. This was pretty entertaining, pretty exciting to watch. The Usos did win, like I predicted. And, yeah, that was good to see. And then on top of that, at the end of the match, Cesaro got his one-ups on Jack Swagger, and it looks like the Real Americans are done. So we're probably not going to be seeing too much more of We the People, with the exception of, well, if they keep Zeb Coulter with Jack Swagger, then of course you're going to keep on seeing it, but that tag team's pretty much done. It's nice to see the crowd behind a guy like Cesaro. I mean, he is a true talent, and to see his feats of strength, the only thing, you think about while watching this guy is, man, he's gonna, the guy's in phenomenal shape, pound per pound. Like I've heard many people say, yeah, he probably is the strongest guy in the WWE. But man, how long is he going to be able to do these feats of strength? And I'll get to feats of strength later. And then we get to the regular part of the pay-per-view. The match between, the entire first half hour was a big, fan extravaganza, watching the immortal Hulk Hogan and The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, trade taglines off of each other, which was, it was fun. Some people are probably complaining, saying, well, you just wasted the first half hour and could have given it, more time to someone like The Shield or someone like that. I didn't say that. It was fun. It was entertaining to see. For a second, I almost thought they were gonna set up some kind of fantasy match in the future, like a Hogan versus Stone Cold that never happened for next year, or possibly a Stone Cold versus The Rock Part 4 for next year, or something like that. It's like, oh man, I got excited for a minute, thinking, hey, maybe that's what they're doing, but no, they were just all having fun. It's WrestleMania 30. They brought back a lot of names, and they were gonna have fun with it. So that was nice to see, honestly. Triple H versus Daniel Bryan kicked off the the regular pay-per-view as far as matches goes. Hard fought match. Of course, Triple H had to get his licks in the end, which even though, Daniel Bryan won the match, you had to wonder, okay, is he really going to make it to the main event? So it made you think about that all night, which is, I kind of thought that was going to happen. I figured it would happen earlier in the night. I didn't know if it was going to be like the first match of the night, but yeah, I figured it'd be early, so that was a good way to make you wonder, and then they showed him partway through the night working on Daniel Bryan, working on the shoulder, taping him up, checking his, mobility and everything. Throwing that, that measure of doubt in your mind. Next, we had The Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws. This is one match. Okay, I wasn't upset about it, but I do wish they did give a little more time to this one. It did feel rushed. It was great to see the Shield win and get cheered, but man, I would have loved to seen a few more spots from these guys, because whether you love them, whether you hate them, man, it is so fun to watch these guys when they are at the top of their game and they're running and they're bouncing off the ropes and jumping over, and just everything that all three do individually as a team, coinciding with each other's talents. Man, it's so fun to watch. These guys are so good. But nonetheless, they won, so that was good to see. Fourth match was the 30-man Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I had predicted that Big Show was going to win, or possibly some up and coming guy like Rusev. No, Rusev didn't even show up, and my buddy Steve, who was over, was thinking there might be a surprise appearance from RVD, which I was kind of thinking the same thing. If anybody's going to come back for a match, would be RVD for the Battle Royal. Neither one of those guys showed up. I don't think there was really any surprises, because the only entrances that were shown on the pay-per-view were Sheamus and Big Show, and everyone else was already in the ring. So you're sitting there looking at 30 guys in the ring trying to figure out who's who and figure out, if there's any surprises in there. By the time you figured it out, they were gone. I mean, like one guy got tossed out. I don't even know who the hell it was. I think it was Maddox. It was one of the first guys. He had long hair. It was hard to tell. It wasn't Fandango. Or longer hair, like The Miz, but it wasn't The Miz. So, whatever. I'm sure somebody figured it out somewhere, who are all the entrances. But it was fun to watch. But one of the last two guys in there was The Show. And, yeah, like I mentioned before, with feats of strength and Cesaro, man, unbelievable. Picked up The Show and tossed him out of the ring. Only one other time have we seen something like that before, or even remotely close to that. And that was Hulk Hogan picking up Andre the Giant. I honestly compare it to that. In my heart of hearts, that just was incredible. The guy's just crazy. I hope he doesn't kill himself doing that someday. Damn. Fifth, we had... this was a bit of a shock. I thought I called this one right. The Bray Wyatt versus Cena. And Cena beat Bray Wyatt. I was surprised. Wasn't pissed, but I was surprised. I honestly thought, trying to figure out, okay, if certain good guys are going to win and certain bad guys are going to win, then Bray Wyatt would have been one of the bad guys to win this one. And I thought John Cena would have put him over, but it was still a really good match. Don't get me wrong. There was some really great spots in this match. Very entertaining. But, yeah, this one surprised me. But it was good nonetheless. So, good for the Wyatts to make their WrestleMania debut, even though they lost. It was still a really good match against John Cena. Next, man, Lesnar versus Taker. The streak. The streak is done. Unbelievable. Yeah, you were right. And yeah, it's just my reaction, just like everyone else you saw in the said it just like Hogan, Super Bowl. No, excuse me, Superdome. Man, it's just one of those things that you're like, it's a gimme. Taker's gonna win, right? Oh man, just you gotta wonder. I have some theories behind it, but I'm not going to put them in this video because I'm not going to have the time to go over everything. I'll put that in my next video. I'll either do it tonight or I'll do it tomorrow. But nonetheless, man. Even though the streak's done, I don't think he's done. Okay, I'll say that and I'll leave it at that. All right. So I'm shocked. I'm not pissed, but I'm shocked, just like everyone else. So okay, next we got the Diva Invitational. Oh, this was a hot mess. It was fun. It was fun to watch. You know, all the divas put in their licks and did all their moves. It was a spot fest for the divas. And I'm glad they were all in the show. You know, as much as some people say, oh, it's the bathroom break. Well, you know what? I watched it. It was fun. They were completely skipped last WrestleMania. Now they all got put on here. Good for them. They're getting some attention. That's the way it should be. You know, women's wrestling, it's slowly getting some, respect back to their division. You know, it's good to see. You know, I've been a wrestling fan a long time, and yeah, there's gonna be some you laugh at. Some of the newer ones like Eva Marie and Summer Rae and whatever. Oh, they're green and they're stupid and they're just pretty and they're worthless. Well, you know what? They're new. They are green. They're gonna get better though. You know, someday they'll be as good as, well, maybe not as good as Natalia, but whatever. Oh, let's see. And then Daniel Bryan versus Orton versus Batista. The main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Bryan pulled out a win. My buddy had an interesting little stipulation he added here. He said, if this was going to be the last match, Bryan's going to win. If it's not going to be the last match, Batista's going to win. Oh, excuse me, Bautista. I didn't quite get all the reasoning behind that, but that was interesting nonetheless, Steve. Thank you for that. But yeah, we both were right on that one. Bryan pulled it off. Had a just incredible match. And I'm glad the Divas match was right before this, because, man, after Lesnar beat Taker, you want to talk about taking the wind out of everyone big time. I'm glad they had that break in there, you know, for people to, like, you know, snap back into, where are we? Oh, shoot, yeah, WrestleMania, you know, and just come back to reality, because, man, that was, yeah, I read a few reactions, and you gotta wonder, I know there's a lot of people that are pissed out there and feel that it wrecked the entire pay-per-view. I don't think that. I think it was a damn good pay-per-view. It was a very entertaining show. Glad I saw it on the WWE Network. Little plug for you there. As far as the quality, it was decent. It was a little glitchy, you know, but it was a good show. Yeah, it's going to take a while for this one to really sink in. And it's going to be fun reading everybody's reactions over the course of the next few days, weeks, months, whatever. This one's not going to go away for a while. Thanks for watching, guys. It was a blast. And we'll see what happens on Raw. Okay? Later. Peace.